So the United States is able to win this war against Mexico very easily. And as a result of winning the war, the United States not only gains Texas, but they also gain California and much of the modern day southwestern part of the United States. And during this war, the United States had many advantages. So if you think of Mexico, they're a newly independent country. Their government is very weak, it's very unstable, and their military is not very strong. Okay? The United States has a much stronger military at this point in history than Mexico. The United States also has a larger country at this point, a larger military. They're a much wealthier nation with a much stronger economy. They have a much larger population than Mexico. And their military has much better weapons than that of Mexico's military. And the United States' army is much better trained than that of Mexico's. And the United States also had experienced military leaders fighting for it during this war. And some of the United States' military leaders helped the United States win the War of 1812. And they will, so they'll have some experience fighting in this war about 30 years later. And the United States is also going to have better supplies than Mexico. Now, so as a result of winning the Mexican-American War, here are all the territories that the United States acquires. So Texas is officially going to be annexed at the end of the Mexican-American War in 1845. And then you have the Mexican Cession that takes place during the year 1846. That's when Mexico hands the rest of this land, pictured here in yellow, over to the United States. So, for instance, that Mexican Cession contains the modern-day states of California, Nevada, Utah, and New Mexico, and Arizona. All right, so how does the United States acquire this area in purple? Well, Britain's going to claim that it belongs to them. The United States are going to claim that their explorers, by the names of Lewis and Clark, claimed it for the United States. And they're really on the verge of war with one another. And then they're going to decide not to go to war for a third time in the span of 100 years over land. And they decide to peacefully negotiate with one another. And they're going to agree to share Oregon. And they're going to split it at that compromise line you see right there on the 49th parallel. Okay. And Oregon's officially going to be added to the United States in 1846. So basically, the Oregon Territory, it gets divided up into two states later on in history, one of them being Oregon, and the other one being the modern-day state of Washington. And that'll do it for our discussion for today. So in our next discussion, we're going to be talking about how the United States moving and expanding its control into the western part of North America impacts the Native Americans. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.